Hello, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm Sam, your host here at CryptoSomniac. Today is January 5th, 2018, here to bring you everything cryptocurrency related where the markets never sleep and neither do we. Today I want to talk to you guys about a new ICO called Copytrack. Sorry, I was just reading the words right in front of me there, but Copytrack. Their website is copytrack.io. And a couple of good things to say just briefly over overview. So they have an existing company. They've been operable for a little over 2 years now, and always a good sign of any company. And they've actually basically created this idea around copywriting images and imagery on the internet and media. One of the oldest dated, I think, solutions to what blockchain could really provide, honestly. I think the idea came about, it's one of the first use cases, really, I think that blockchain could solve is certifying ownership and digitizing that ownership. For example, you could prove somebody owns a Rolex watch at a certain date or time, and you could stamp that into the blockchain and certify that person's ownership and so forth. And then, down the road, when it transfers hands, you can see that and know that that was, true because it was on the blockchain. Now, this is actually the first time, interestingly enough, since that is one of sort of the first use cases, like, blockchain was able to do and solve. It's interesting that I haven't seen someone do this yet. I actually don't know of any competitors doing it, and that is also a big plus for me. I always like to find projects that are separate from the crowd and offer a unique solution that hasn't been done yet. And I'm quite surprised, to be honest, that I haven't found one do it yet. So here I bring to you Copytrack, seeking to basically digitize ownership of people's media and imagery that they post onto the internet. So briefly right here while I'm on the front here, their pre-sale ends in about 4 days. Again, today is January 5th. And they have a discounted rate, and I believe the entire rates are listed right here. So they're broken into a couple of sales, pre-sales, and public sale. In a few days, January 10th, I believe, the public sale starts. So there's still an opportunity to get in at a discounted rate and receive extra Copytrack tokens. Currently, the rate is about 1,500 Copytrack tokens per ETH. And they've hit about 75% of their target, which is 5 million copy tokens. So that's a little bit about the token sale, how to get involved. Go to copytrack.io. You can read their white paper. They have a technical white paper that's about 7 pages, and then a little bit longer of a business paper that goes a little bit more into depth about who and what their company is. But basically, they offer a number of services, and they work off of basically the commissions that they earn through the I guess the process of actually taking people's ownership and satisfying their ownership of that, whether they go to court or what have you. They basically have challenges that they solve for two different sides of the equation, basically. So they have the users who have always struggled to understand when it's appropriate to actually use imagery on the internet. So, you Google photos and it's very difficult to say whether or not that photo is copywritten or not. We use a lot of photos all the time. I'm probably even a victim myself. I use a lot of thumbnails, and I'll just take images right from Google without me knowing whether or not I've, taken someone else's hard-earned work and copywritten material or not. So it will solve that issue. And then on the other side of the equation, the people that create the imagery, basically the rights holders of the images, who oftentimes have their hard time and energy and work that they've went into creating such photos, and other people use them and they don't get reimbursed and they're not paid for it. So oftentimes you have copyright lawsuits between two parties, and there's very little methods of proving that ownership for original content creators and derivative work. So they've created adequate tools to be able to track the usage of these copywritten images, so that both the users and the rights holders can get over these challenges. And I think it's a really unique idea. There's a little video right here. It's about 1:30 long. I'm not going to actually play it for you. I think you should go to the website and watch it yourself if you're interested. But I do think the use case is absolutely there. I think, like I said, this dates back to one of the best use cases I think that you could possibly use blockchain for, is digitizing ownership. And I think it's a great use case and makes a lot of sense for me. Again, the pre-sale starts January 10th. I'm sorry, the public sale. And like I mentioned, they have an existing base of users. So they actually have offices in a number of countries. I think they are focusing, according to their white paper, in North America, Europe, and parts of Asia. Now, they've done a number of sales, and they have a number of customers signing up. So they have around 400 to 600 people signing up monthly. I believe they have about actually a pretty decent amount in claims. So they do a lot of the work, and we'll talk about how that goes. But they actually earn 2.5 million. They convert 2.5 million in claims every single month, which is quite big. I mean, it's only been going up too, but recently 2.5 million per month on claims, when in claim money that they've gotten from, you know, punishing people and finding people that have used copywritten work that's been in their system. So they've been operating for a couple of years, dating back to 2015, and they're adding an extension onto what they're currently doing, utilizing the blockchain. And I think it's definitely an interesting and warranted use case. So they have a lot of growth on the website and the program and signups and people actually using it already. And it talks a little bit more about how licensing and payment goes in it. So CPY, again, will be the ticker. That will be their native token. It will be used for the payment in their licensing system. And the way it works basically is that you don't have to do anything. There's no fee to upload your image, to have it crawl the web and search for images that have used your or search for users that have used your images that were, you know, not with your consent, basically. And they do all the work for you. You don't have to do anything, and you get paid, you know, if your image was used by someone that it shouldn't have been. So they'll handle all that. They'll take people to court. They'll do all the lawsuits, all that for you. And the way that they have their business model, it makes sense. They take a small percentage of that fee, not a lot, and they that's how they sustain their, you know, themselves, and which is fine, because, you know, the company needs to make money somehow, and it's actually a legitimate business model, I think, right? So they take a small portion of, you know, the money, and then you get paid, and it doesn't cost you anything to do that, because they do all the work. They have the automation in place to search, crawl, and spider, you know, out and look at the web, and then take people to court if necessary and get your money back. So it's all very easy from what I understood in the white paper, and how the process is in signing up, enrolling, searching the web, and uploading your photos, and then searching the web for them in their database. Again, their public sale starts the 10th, and scrolling further down, I did want to mention this is an ERC20 token that they are looking to move and launch their own mainnet on and own blockchain, I believe, later this year. And they cite a number of reasons for that, mainly being the scalability concerns that Ethereum faces. They run off their own proof of stake model, or they will at least in the future. But here is basically the flow process, kind of what it looks like. So the user would register, search and match against, you know, the photos that have been used, and license and enforce the usage of those. And the marketplace will help them store the transactions, get cash flow, send that back to the buyers and the users and the artists, etc. They operate in over 140 countries. And there is no risk or legal financial obligation to do and use their platform. It's free and open for anyone. And here is a little bit of a flow, diagram flow of it. Again, create an account, upload and use, unlimited upload usage, audit, proof of authorship and registration, certificate is provided, and then they kind of monitor the copyright control for you. The token allocation. So the token allocation is looks like this. So 3 to 5 years for blockchain development, which is released over the period of 3 to 5 years. again, that's good because you want to incentivize your workers. I think Charles Hoskinson in an interview recently actually stated, you have to establish a thin line between having your employees stick around and build on the project as opposed to just taking all their tokens and going out the door. So there's a thin line there, and their tokens are released to the developers over 3 to 5 years. Advisors and founders get 20%, 40% to the public sale, and then the pre-sale has kind of broken down into a couple of them here with smaller allocations for them. So nothing wildly exciting with token allocation here. I mean, this is pretty standard stuff. The Copytrack team now. The team's been operational for a couple of years now, and they come from different places. And no one that I noticed, I'll be honest, no one that I noticed from other companies or blockchain companies that I partnered with, that they've partnered with, that I'm aware of, that I recognized. So not to say that their team is not suitable to do what they're doing. They have leadership roles in a bunch of other well-established companies. According to their team, you can read all about them here. They have a large-looking team and advisory board here. Again, there is no one that stuck out to me. There is a person, Daniel Iba, is from Yahoo and Flickr. He's held several leadership roles there, but no one that I know, personally or have known or heard of personally. So there's that. Then we have the roadmap. So they've started back a couple of years ago. They're kind of in this stage right now where they're launching their ICO, starting their own token. They've launched in a number of offices, have an open API that opened up last year, and they're working on their own blockchain. The token swap will occur later this year, and they're hoping by 2019 Q2 to have their marketplace ready. They'll be doing a whole bunch of work in between. Launching their public API for various media registration. In Q2 of this year, they'll be launching their copyright register. And, hopefully they live up to the expectations. There's a lot to go on here. But the good thing is they've been operational for a couple of years now. They have a number of press articles in the media you can check out here. You can read some of them. I read through some of them. They're pretty interesting. And follow them on social media. The only thing that I actually noticed here is they don't have a Reddit, so I definitely want to suggest to them, actually. Reddit's the place to be when it comes to cryptocurrency, so definitely add a Reddit. That's my biggest suggestion there for social media. But I suggest, reach out to them on Telegram, ask them questions if you're concerned or interested or have anything that you need to know about that you're not sure about. Again, their white paper or their ICO starts publicly on January 10th. You can get in now at a discounted rate in the pre-sale. Today, again, is January 5th, so you have a couple of days left to do that. And I'd appreciate your comments and feedback on this video. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Leave them in the comments below. The website is in the video description link. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I do these videos here every day. And welcome to the channel if you are new. So thank you guys all for watching, and have a great day.